This is the way Nissan doors used to close.
Ugh. It's about damn time.
Roman's on vacation. This is my armpit song. This 46,000-mile R32 GTR comes from Prime Driven. This fresh Skyline can be yours. Enter to win at primedriven.com. Deadline to enter is May 12th, 2019 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's United States. It's about time RCR got a GTR. This is a 1990 R32 Nissan Skyline GTR, and it smells nice. I held in my farts for this one. It uses one of the longest engine designations in motoring history, the RB26DETT. TT stands for twin turbo. All maintenance is up to date, and the transmission is a 5-speed manual with a Nismo short throw shifter, an ATS carbon twin plate clutch kit, Tien Flex coilovers, Apex dual intakes, a 3-inch HKS high power catback exhaust, NK NT03 18 by 9.5 inch wheels, raised lug nuts, Sumitomo 265 35 18-inch tires, and all the Too Fast Too Furious CGI drifting you can handle and imagine. All the hype surrounding Skyline GTRs in the United States is centered around flame shooting, boost all the time, drift king nonsense, and the truth is, this is a civilized car. This is a quiet car, even with the HKS exhaust and the intakes. This is urbane. Urbane is the right word. Power delivery is a ruler. Line. There's no crazy boost spike that you think there is. Everybody, when they talk about Skyline, thinks, oh, here comes the power. That's not what Skylines do. Truth be told, an RB26 has the same mannerisms as a large displacement, naturally aspirated engine. Like, take for instance the Toyota 1UZ 4-liter double overhead cam V6 that's just... I can't tell where the turbos come on. Oh, I forgot to mention, this also has rear wheel steering, and it's hydraulically controlled. It's extraordinarily complicated. It's the cutting edge of technology in 1990. And what they wanted to do was engineer a way that there would be no front end plow at all from a front engine car. Even though it's rear wheel drive, front engine cars do plow if you just yank them into the corners. So, okay, how do you stop that? How do you take the driver out of the equation? Well, in the event the rear tires are losing it or something's becoming unbalanced with the computer controls that they had at the time, we're going to send power to the front. This, even though it's an all-wheel drive car, oh yeah, it's all-wheel drive as well. Even though it's an all-wheel drive car, it's really rear-wheel drive. All the power is going to the rear unless needed. Oh yeah, and you can watch. You can see on this gauge here, it will show you when torque is going to the front wheels. But if you're goofing around, you really shouldn't be looking at this gauge anyway. I don't get it. And I also don't get that this is a JDM car, but this is written in English. This front face to the car is also what GTRs are supposed to look like. Streamlined. Nice. There's not too many intersecting or aggressive lines here. What people think of in the US when you think of Skylines is the Nismo bumper, which this doesn't have. The Nismo is the face. And that's what people want to park hard in their Skylines and get out of the car through these long doors and then stride with the big dick walk. I got a Skyline now. I matter. I live in Clinton, New Jersey, and I'm better, oviposition. I'm gonna get a body kit with a money order from a website with gifts. I have a pencil mustache. Yeah, I have a phone. It's on a family share plan. I give my mom $20 a month when she remembers to ask for it. My name's Gabe. Don't call me Gabriel Jacoby. The problem is that the R32 is versatile enough that it can perform the spoiled rich kid hard park chariot role if it wants to. But the R32 is so much more than that. There are cushions in the footwell for you to rest your shins. The visibility out the front is perfect, and the power band, with the stock tune, which is what this has, is fine no matter where you are in the rev range. Which is good. I mean, pick a gear. Pick any gear and mash, and you're in hyperdrive. And you're not going to know it, because the gearing between those 5 forward gears is wide, but it doesn't matter because there is no dead spots. That's the brilliance of what the Skyline was meant to be. Completely user-friendly. You can put someone in a stock or near stock such as this and drive them around, and they'll say, oh, this is nice, because there's priority boarding legroom, and there's a cuddle me seat with bolstering, and a vibration-free inline 6. But what about the Mark IV Super? Oh, forget about the Mark IV Super. You can't afford one anyway now. And the truth is, an R32 well kept is more comfortable and usable than an oink piggish Supra. The seats are more comfortable than the Supra, and you don't have to downshift to pass when you're on the highway, especially if you're below $3,000. Oh, with the exception of 5th gear. 5th gear is meant to be a highway bombing cruiser gear. Really, in 5th gear in a Skyline, it wants to do 90 miles an hour. That's where it's happy. So just honestly skip 5th until you're on the highway in these things, because the gears are so long. The best thing I enjoyed about this is the Nismo short throw shifter. You know that part when you get into a car and it's an unfamiliar, and you've seen me do it, an unfamiliar manual transmission car, and you do that sort of stir the pot thing with the gear shifter, just to feel where neutral is and feel the slop. I thought it was in a gear, because it is right in there. And first is like pank, it's hard. It's great. Honestly, this shifter feels like, and I'm serious, an Audi R8's shifter. I'd never think I'd be recommending a Nissan over a Toyota, but faced with this versus the Supras, I kind of, this is better. Other oddities. Steering wheel is thin and has no airbag, and there's a clock here that you can't see because they put it right in front of your left hand, or right behind your left hand, so good luck there. 2 air nozzles on the wheels for double the air. It's a weird racing thing. What you're supposed to do is put an air gauge on one and fill it with the other, because that's faster somehow in like a pit. It's a touring car thing. It's super weird. The only negative thing I see is a lack of storage space because of the all-wheel drive system. The trunk is good for like 2 bags. You're not going to fit anything tall because the deck is so high, because underneath this is all that crazy 4-wheel steering stuff, so that eats up real estate. And I'm sure the fuel tank had to be moved as well. So even though it's a long-distance cruiser, and even though it's meant to go on the highways as well as rip up the back roads, you're going to have to be frugal in the luggage you take with you. The R32 GTR is also a good choice for Americans getting used to driving on the correct side of the car, because the wiper controls are on the dash, not the other stock, because, they're switched. And you see me here, I accidentally go for the turn signals in the wrong space, but there's nothing there, so you won't embarrass yourself hitting the wipers when you go to make a turn. I was kind of hoping Prime was going to let me borrow this for a few days, but, like they did with the Evo, but they didn't do that. But I'm very thankful for having my first Skyline GTR experience to be a positive one. Anyway, turbo noises now.
Hey guys, I'm back from vacation and I just wrote you my greatest song ever. It goes brown, 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 brown.